last game. It was more so the way that the draft was set up. Does mean we'll probably see Photic go back towards the Aphelios. Maybe we get a Thresh here for ppgod as well, which could work out pretty well. But I know a lot of teams have kind of preferred the Nautilus in that hook champion pool, just because you've got that point and click CC for that fast moving Zeri.
Dagda plot twist, Zeri is Jinx's child. I was just thinking, what if Riot threw that in there? Like, you remember when Lilia came out and I said to you, well, that looks like Nico and Hecarim, that was their child. Yeah. I feel like Riot one day are going to reveal into the future that there's a lot of families in League of Legends that we didn't know existed. Hey, there's a Tristana in the bottom lane. Let's go that direction to get you out of this. Photic going to try and pull out the lane matchup.
I'm honestly just upset that you spoiled Arcane Season 2.
Oh, I'm so
coming
sorry.
into V5 here, Trist, I think is a great answer. I think we've seen Trist pop up more and more as an answer to this Zeri, where she's great push and lane, great late game scaling, and it actually makes it really difficult for Doggo to operate in these fights, because trying to close the distance onto Tristana, oftentimes she's able to jump away. She's got that ultimate as well to knock you back. BLG going for the Gwen here. So options here for Rich to go towards something like the Jayce if they want to, with that still being open and available. But they're kind of putting a pinch on towards V5 going, hey, look, we're going to get a good support here. How do you want to try and play this? Because either you take your support here, or we're going to ban them away, or we get Rich onto, or you're going to like lose out on Rich being on like the Jayces, the Kalis, these kind of things that can do well against the Gwen.
And I love as well that Crisp is willing to take something that is going to be powerful into the Tristana. We saw the Alistar hovered, which we remember was kind of the go-to mid rocket jump. Dredge line as well at the right timing. I'm kind of excited to see the support matchup and how Photic avoids it as we get a Jayce and start talking about the poke damage that V5 are going to push out this game.
Yeah, a lot of long range on V5 and also two really strong winning lanes.
Yep.
Like Tristana winning bot, you've got Jayce who wins top. You're also on red side, so you get counter pick mid. BLG might have just drafted themselves into a corner with 3 losing lane matchups and the ability of V5 to kind of take over through that. And when we talk about V5 liking to play through strong mid jungle, into vision troll in the enemy jungle, then getting those picks, this feels like they're setting up perfectly for V5 to try and play that style.
But Dagda, remember, Gwen doesn't lose any lanes. It doesn't matter if it's meant to be. Gwen never loses. So
she's immune to that.
That's right. That's exactly right. But, you know, in a logical sense, the Jayce makes a lot of sense here. I like the Poppy ban, considering that we do have a lot of jumps. Things like the rocket jump, things like the to the skies from Jayce to be blocked. So a little negation here from V5, considering that WeiWei still doesn't have his jungler, Dagda.
Yeah, and already you can see that like there's been a lot of attention put towards that. Still going to be looking at like actually, well, I'm kind of curious now because I'm looking at like Poppy, Zhao,
Rell.
Maybe you go the Karsa route and go for something like a Skarner. But I mean, you can still go towards maybe like J4, something along those lines could be great. I was not expecting Rell.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Leona's still good. Leona's still exists. Rakan is great. I mean, ppgod bringing out a bit of an old classic, but yeah, it's been a while since I saw Rell. On the upside though, Trundle gonna go the way of WeiWei. It does mean you're a lot of stuff that isn't really kind of big engage tools for BLG, and you're still relatively short range. So I think the addition here of FoFo going towards a Zoe will add some range to that, some ability to find these engages with the bubble, especially if you're ahead in the game. And now we'll have to see what the plan is for Rookie, because you're not going to win out on the mid push against Zoe, but at least you can go even here with the Orianna and still have a ton of pressure across your lane states for V5.
And Dagda, I wanted to give you a bit of perspective on the Rell, how rare it is. Cold has been the only person to play it 3 games, and he played it with the Samira. It was a specific matchup that he wanted to play in with the all-in. So I guess in the same sense for Photic and ppgod, the synergy's there, but I wanted your perspective on this because there is a lot of all-in potential for V5, a lot of ult pressure that can get some picks on BLG.
I feel like for V5, you've got the opportunity to early play around top side for Rich, get him nice and set up. Bot side should actually be relatively fine to do its own thing. And one of the things why the Rell works with Samira is because it's about jumping in and getting the stun. Tristana offers that same tool where Tristana can lead with the jump. get that slow, then you get the stun as well, thanks to ppgod, and ppgod can then follow up on that. So I think you've got a lot of opportunities for V5 to play through these strong winning side lanes that they have and kind of just let Rookie do his own thing against FoFo. And in that point of view, then it becomes quite easy for V5 to get to level 6 with winning lanes, look for Rift Heralds, and look to play through their insanely strong team fight. Whereas on BLG, I'm actually a little bit worried. Not a huge amount of engage tools apart from the Nautilus. Like FoFo Zoe works better when ahead. Zoe, not a champion that can do a huge amount from behind. So I think from at least a draft sense, I'm digging what V5 have right now.
At the very least, I do like that we've changed our draft perspective, because going into game 2 with V5 being at the top of the LPL table, people are already surprised to see this game start off, or the series rather, in BLG's favor. A 7-5 team that desperately need this win. They verse EDG next, and they finish off a schedule easily with Ultra Prime and LGD. BLG need 9 wins, and so do the rest of the teams, by the way, to secure playoffs. And so far, because LNG lost to Top Esports earlier, currently there are only 3 teams who have locked in playoffs, and V5 is one of them. And this was meant to be the series that propelled them into an elevated first position, Dagda.
And this is still the case for V5. We talk about the curse being real for V5. They always have this where it's never quite a clean 3-0 win, or sorry, 2-0 win for them. Like they're going to their 3 games and with themselves on the back foot. We'll have to see if they're going to be able to bring it back. I really do like the composition that they have, though. It's like you've got good engage tools in both Karsa and ppgod, great follow-up from Rookie. And even just the ability for Rookie to zone away so much of BLG trying to close the gap on you with this Orianna shockwave is just going to be super nice. So I really want to see how BLG are going to pick up the pace of this game, because if you end up in a situation with extended laning phases like BLG tend to go towards, it just feels V5 favored.
Well, extended lanes, I'm curious about that, because if BLG want to pick up the pace of the game, you already talked about what FoFo could do from ahead, but also what could happen from behind. Dagda, you know, we were told from a very special friend of ours that we are a little bit robotic today. So apologies, ladies and gentlemen. Dagda, you are normally the Dagatron, as I believe, so welcome back to you, sir. But everyone else, for me, I feel like they're onto me, man. It's a trade secret, how we hide it, how we've hid it since over the years.
I mean, look, there's no way that any human could sound as charismatic and hit those high notes like you can. And
that's true. Wait,
look, it's the only way it can work.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Next time it happens, I wish I could control it, then we could play into it. But anyway, as we digress, you talked a lot about this early game, what WeiWei has to do. Look at the pathing here. He wants to get FoFo ahead. Coming back to that point, Rookie in a bit of danger, but that ward saving his life a bit. And WeiWei still coming into the mid lane. Rookie should be fine here, depending on the trouble bubble, but he turns around, Karsa's nearby, and gets the trade of his own.
Yeah, just a good trade back. Rookie kind of going, hang on a second. FoFo, you're still level 2. I'm level 3. I have more stuff that I can work with here. So, nice job there as Breathe, taking a good chunk of damage from Rich. But overall, again, like, I appreciate that WeiWei's going for this, but I think V5 kind of better prepared, as you can see from the ward, and kind of expecting this play from WeiWei, so not burning as many resources as we saw in game number 1.
Bot lane continues to be a good trading fest. We didn't talk overly about, you know, what happens in the 2v2 Dagda. Tristana has been an option, as well as Draven, I would say, in our region, for when the Zeri gets picked. And it looks like this time V5 openly left it purely because they have this option.
Yeah, and I think that's what the thought process was. Photic thinking, hey, look, Tris, ton of push pressure, able to get good control over the lane, especially when you've kind of got the good engage tool beside you. Ton of kill pressure as well at pretty much every point in the game. Plus, when you get to the later portion, you get the advantage of having that crazy long range. But Rich, now in trouble, as WeiWei's made himself in behind.
And it's hard to get out of this one. The pillar beautiful, the flash to the skies, no mana available, but the health bar even more prominent. Breathe with first blood, and Dagda, that's a lane to hit.
And we just said we were... Oh, hang on, FoFo.
Yeah, how much trouble's he in? Instant flash, but Karsa burns his own. That is a summoner disadvantage for V5, as it is 2 for 2 down. Excuse me, Ghost was used, so I guess we just talk about Karsa, unfortunately, not getting a gank.
And we said for BLG, we wanted to see how they were going to pick up the pace of this game. This was it from WeiWei.
Yep.
Getting Rich exposed, and it was actually really creative pathing from WeiWei. He didn't go down towards his bot side. You can see both his level 1 camps still available on this bot lane. Instead, wrapped all the way around up towards top side to get that gank off. So WeiWei not playing for himself, playing for the lanes, and it's working out so well for Breathe.
I mean, Breathe with the first kill as well, so that gold goes straightly, perfect, straight into his pocket. Teleport's going to be burned by the Gwen, so no someone is available. But remember, Rich burnt all of his as well, Dagda. So for BLG, not only they had the gold lead, Ninja Tabi picked up at the flat back. Really nice opener here. That Breathe is going to have some of that, I guess, survivability against the Jayce lane.
And that's a lot of what you want in this lane as Breathe. Not falling behind thanks to like the poke damage the Rich can have, especially when an awful lot of the lane matchup that you have as the Gwen is like trying to play around the hollowed mist and like avoiding the accelerated shock blast and trying to make sure that you're not taking too much damage before you get like a very big combo coming through from Rich with like the two of the skies and knockback. So having this extra bit is going to help out because as you can see there, like how easy it is for Rich to trade effectively in this lane, but having those the steel, what is it, plated steel caps there now.
Oh, is that what it's called? Yeah, that's right. That's what it's called. Yeah, plated steel caps.
I always say Ninja Tabi, like all the time. It's just, yeah.
It is cooler. It does show the audience that we are boomers. You know, like I think it's watching Dom's co-stream when he still is it Dom who still calls them Wraiths? I think it is. I think it is Dom who still calls it Wraith Camp.
Maybe, yeah.
A couple of like real old school people who are also boomers like us, that you know are like set in their ways. I used Tracker's knife before. I don't know if that gets me any brownie points. Hang on. Breathe might be in trouble. So the Sky's going to be used. Needlework was burnt before. Rich chasing this up. He's got the range. And where's the enemy jungler? WeiWei trying to help out FoFo as well. Rich has gone deep. And Breathe trying to bait it in. The flash from WeiWei with the pillar. FoFo's on the way with a stolen Everfrost. The trouble bubble not going to connect, but at least zone out. The portal jump out of range too. He's lucky to get out of there with BLG hot on his trail.
Where's the counterplay, though? Look at Karsa moving down here, and Rookie has push in the mid. We're going for the dive, Hysterics.
All right, that's what I want to see. Karsa without the Stormbringer to turn it off, but the crash down early from ppgod. Chris gets the dredge line in. ppgod's dead. Easy as that, as I guess they weren't on the same page.
Crisp is too big brained. Knew there was only 3 minions there, and he was like, hey, I'm just going to tank this up. I'm just going to stop him from hitting the tower, and you can't dive if the wave isn't underneath the tower. ppgod tries to break it, tries to call his bluff, but BLG stands tall and managed to get the kill. So now that's 2 kills for BLG. A very slight gold lead and a bit of an easier time in this bot side of the map, as well as Doggo was the one who picked up that kill.
Kind of concerning, Dagda. Kind of concerning for V5, but oh so right for BLG. Moving their way back up in the standings. As it's not over yet, but it definitely feels sad watching this again.
Yeah, and I think great call here from Chris. Has that bone plating, so isn't going to go down. It's just freezing the wave, so Karsa is just a no factor. And I mean, if Karsa ever wraps up to try and help out on the front side of the fight, you just back away as Crisp and Doggo. You're not losing a huge amount because it's just 3 CS. Unlike now where Doggo, not sure what happened, had to burn his flash there, and
yep.
It's actually going to give some plates over to Photic.
Have a look, Dagda. Tell me what you see.
Yeah, I see exactly how this matchup goes. Jesus, that was so close, but that's why you got plated steel caps in the bot lane.
And here we go again in the top lane. Breathe with no summoners away, but he just skips, and as cute as Gwen is, that little skip, atrociously too far forward, unfortunately for Karsa's sake. As Herald taken in the wake of him going top. WeiWei looking for an escape, but the shockwave from Rookie brings him back in. Karsa with the ulti slams down the shock blast. They're all in on this subjugated jungler, and BLG, the Herald, is going to cost them something.
Yeah, it's going to give that kill over. Also looking in this mid lane, Rookie going to have that push as well. Wasn't sure if they're going to have Photic stick around to see if they can get those turret plates, but Photic going to move back down instead just to pick up that wave that's been pushed in bot. So, I mean, at least you get 1 kill back. We'll have to see how much value BLG can get from this Rift Out. It's going to be able to match that kill that's gone the way of B5.
I mean, Doggo is able to push up to a turret plate. Photic wants to take the 1v1. Lightning Crash comes through. Photic without his ulti, though. Photic without it, threatened by Doggo. The Lightning Crash about to time out as the Chain Lightning goes down. And for V5, playing a bit with fire, as Photic will get out of there, Dagda, but I guess top lane's where we're going to talk about next.
Just over in here with Karsa.
Does he?
I think he might be in trouble.
Oh.
He does have a good amount of healing still to come through with the needlework, but no leeching Lear because he's gone that defensive build.
Wait for it. Breathe. Use Q. Reach comes out of the bush. Excuse me, his name is Rich. You know when your brain speak? You know when you speak before your brain? It's so funny. I just spoke before my brain thought. That's kind of been the basis of my casting all these years. But sometimes it's worse than others. And today, I'm calling players like Reach. I think FoFo I used one time. Oh, it's going to happen again, Dagda.
I mean, look, sometimes it just happens. When you have to talk for 6 hours, I think it's all right if you, like, mess up one or two things, you know? It's just the way of the world.
That's true.
But Rich up here against Breathe, again, I like that we're getting this pressure towards Rich, because it kind of feels like at the moment, V5, despite the fact that they've got, like, the strong bot side and this strong top side, haven't really figured out how they want to try and play around us. You know, early Rift Herald going the way of BLG, and we have one Dragon that's gone for V5, and at least it is a Cloud that's come out of the woodwork, so we know it's going to be a valuable Dragon, but we'll have to see if V5 will be able to keep this pressure up and continue to get these Dragons, as in a minute's time, we'll have one more, and we'll push on bot. I think Karsa just roams down and takes that as soon as it spawns.
So walk me through some of the future objectives. Even if they don't contest now, I want you to tell me how setup looks for both these teams. Start with V5, because it feels like we already talked a lot about in draft some of the poke and some of the ult utilities that can get them some of these neutrals.
Yeah, so a lot of it comes down to how well Rich and Photic can kind of poke and prod in the early stages of the fight, particularly Rich with the Accelerate Shock Blast. If he connects on to, you know, FoFo or even Doggo in these early stages, it can be disastrous for BLG. And then you just have really good follow-up in a front to back. The second an engage like that comes through, you've got ppgod who can launch himself in. Karsa can send himself through as well with like the command protect and the shockwave coming through from Rookie. Like, it's a very easy to execute team fight from V5. It's much more difficult on BLG's side, where you don't really have that true tank in the front line. And you've got Crisp as well, who's going to end up trying to be this main engage tool. But it's kind of one point and click for 3 different carries on V5 you've got to worry about. So you've got to be making plays like this as BLG. Try to see if you can find picks base in
like that.
V5.
Oh, walking over a troll. Well, that ain't it. The shockwave baited out. Maybe ppgod, a big brain, but the subjugate comes through. The zap over the wall as well. The ignite ticks over. A lot used, but BLG make their point, and V5 have to back away. Dragon started Dagda. They want to approach from a different angle. Karsa stretch line. Karsa stretch line in. The ult as well. Down it goes. Stolen by Photic. Karsa out with no HP as well. The Magnet Storm. V5 won that fight when ppgod got burnt out at the stake.
Yeah, there's just no damage there. I mean, FoFo again, like, wants to try to play at range where he can get the most out of his bubbles, but you can see there, super low health, not able to do a huge amount, or sorry, super low mana, not able to provide a huge amount to that fight. Zeri isn't strong enough right now to try and match this Tristana. She's so insanely strong, and Karsa catches out everyone with that damage, so really good fight from V5, and that's big control for this team, alongside Dragon and that goal going across. Kraken Slayer now picked up for Photic. This was beautiful. You can see it here in the replay. I don't know what happened to ppgod here. Like, I don't know if he just didn't spot the bubble because of the bush or what exactly happened there, but taking super low. The shield from the crash down doing a lot of work there to get him out of harm's way, but this re-engage from V5, honestly super brave. I was kind of like, this isn't what you want to do, but FoFo not able to really get much damage down. It's essentially 3 versus 5 or 3 versus 4, and oh, hang on, we're into top side.
Yeah, we are, and V5 moved cavalry up to here. Literally, ppgod on the way as well. Just before the, okay, shockwave comes through, Breathe in a bit of trouble after dissonance. Just as turret plating's about to fall down, I was going to say, Rookie going to stick around. Turret plating here for V5, Dagda. As we come back to live, note it's about a 1-point-something-K gold lead. If I could do math, I'd tell you more specifically. 1.4K. And you can tell why. A Photic here with a lot of the gold with a 30 CS lead on this Tristana. 10 CS here for Rookie, who just picked up plating. Even topside, a kill to match with the CS. The only one down in CS in this game is WeiWei versus Karsa, with WeiWei having about a 10 CS advantage. So really nice here that V5, even despite getting caught out a couple of times, have gotten through the laning phase in a very strong way. And, you know, we've already talked about the elements that be. Now with 2 dragons in a great position moving into mid-game.
And I think a lot of the reason that V5 are in this position is because BLG didn't really use the advantages they had, right?
True.
We saw the early Rift Herald that was picked up, didn't really get much work done, and that was traded for a kill as well, so they tried to use it for Dragon, but that ends up still going the way of V5, so I think the tools that BLG had available aren't really working out for them, and now we get V5 falling back to the basics of their composition. Kraken Slayer Tristana, Halo Blade, she does a ton of damage to these towers, and they can just brute force it because it's so easy for V5 to just jump away from this if you go for the engage.
Photic waiting. Look at that. Doesn't want to rocket jump from the dredge line, from the pillar. Now those tools are down for a little while as ppgod is running into FoFo, but the dissonance from Rookie, this Orianna starting to hurt. A little bit earlier than we expected, especially against FoFo's Zoe.
Yeah, with the extra kills, Karsa now caught out.
Ulti to get away. Dredge line doesn't connect, but a little bit deep for his own good.
The point for V5, though, is they don't mind playing aggressive on the spot side because it just means Rich is winning out on top. He's getting that chip damage down. They're actually going to back away. They'll get pushed in mid, and it's all about actually playing 4 Rift Heralds here as ppgod.
Okie dokie. Well, ppgod may be setting up for WeiWei. They're very aggressive. Photic as well, Dagda, he's a level up, so he's feeling confident with the Kraken Slayer. And just note that while we're speaking of items, for V5, no wonder they're confident. They have 3 mythics versus only 1 at the moment. As Dredgeline under turret, Chris wants to give something back, as ppgod did the same thing a little bit earlier in the game.
Really smart play from Photic and ppgod, though. They get onto WeiWei before BLG have really established themselves on the bot side, so they're not threatened by a potential dive. And it means that they're actually able to back away from that. They get the turret, and you win on Rift Herald play. You win on topside terror. So V5 win out on the map because BLG continued to invest resources that didn't pay dividends in that bot lane.
Solo turret to Rich as well. It's going to be first turret blood. V5 have got a top laner in a great position, and the rest we spoke about moments before. So Dagda Dragon in 50 seconds. This will lead to Soul Point. You were talking about BLG having the point and click CC, like looking at Crisp here. Trouble Bubble as well is a great tool to use. Landing all that on ppgod before didn't get the pick, so feels like target selection is something we need to talk about amidst this next play.
Yeah, especially if it gets onto someone like Karsa, or as you pointed out, ppgod, they're able to get away.
Yep.
And the biggest problem, though, for V5 is that they actually haven't established themselves in this bot side as the dragon is spawning. You can see these late resets from Rich and Karsa, so BLG will actually get position onto the objective, and this is where BLG are much easier, well, have a much easier time playing these fights, because they can actually look for picks with FoFo's bubbles. Like, look to use the fact that you've got a ton of these walls where Chris can look to try and get some nice damage over. Doggo as well can use to reposition. Now, you can see V5, though, having wrapped around, get positioned.
And I'm going to start looking out for this poke as well, Dagda. Rich now in River, going to be trying to lay it down. Dragon at 3k, hits only breathe. Karsa doesn't spiral for now. Shockwave only on the support, but it's Chris. Depth charge onto Rookie 2. FoFo can't connect as the ult, the buster shot onto WeiWei, the jungler low. Dragon resetting. V5 have built dominance as the shock blast takes down BLG again. V5 making their own domain as Photic flashing forward, wants to reset on the rocket jump,
no.
the attractor repel, the movement speed, Doggo as well with the lightning crash at the ready, or at least a pivot away. Ooh. Rookie again tagged to the mid laner, coming up massive.
V5 managing to get the play, and as well there was a Rift Herald in mid this whole time, so here's
Photic.
This casserole that they baked earlier, and they're having a delicious time right now.
Oh my god, and I am so hungry. Inner turret goes down. Photic confident with ppgod and Rookie, giving him so much shielding. V5 in game number 2, off to a flying start. Dagda, a much better recovery. FoFo gonna go golden in the nick of time. He won't explode.
This from V5 has been absolutely incredible, though. The ability to kind of find and reposition themselves in towards these fights, getting themselves set up in this strong front to back, and they're just pushing back BLG every single time. And we're seeing the problem here is like this singular engage tool on Crisp. Crisp kind of panic engages as Rookie nerdy kills with Crisp. Like, I need to get something off. I need to get the something to start off this fight. But now it means Photic, Rookie are free to play frontline. All they really have to do is watch out for some of these trouble bubbles because Crisp is playing so far back. There's the accelerated shock blasts that are coming through to just kind of wipe this out, and Photic even flashing forward here just to help make sure they can solidify this win.
you know, rookie here as well. That's
cool.
sick, yeah. The usual. Anything like that, I'm just like, it's rookie. 6 out of 6 kill participation as well, worth noting. 2 items here on the Orianna. Rookie has been somewhat of a silent achiever when we're focused on Rich's laning phase. What Photic does in the 2v2 as well is they're going to be walking in. Speaking of the 2v2, depth charge burst down. He's out, and he's out for the count. A massive shutdown as V5's bottom lane in teamfight Dagda. They're meant to be the people we rely on, but they have just given BLG a window in front of the Baron.
This is a bit of a rut roll, Scooby, because as you say, 20 minutes just hit. Now BLG turned directly onto this. You've got Rich trying to see if he can take top lane, bot lane terror, but he's going to TP to this top lane skirmish.
This is an objective bounty for BLG. They're that far behind. If they get this Baron, it all turns around. Rich with the poke down is good, but it's going to rely on Karsa getting a steal. At 5k, the shockwave coming through.
Oh.
They got WeiWei. Rookie does it again. This man is a clockwork wind-up of a mid laner.
I mean, there's a reason Rookie's considered the best Orianna in the LPL. The fact that he can pull off these kind of things is absolutely insane. I mean, Rich poking them down, Rookie in position. Now with V5, we've got the kill, and they're like, you know what, BLG? We like that idea. Yeah. We'll take Baron.
They have a Tristana. Now with a Phantom Dancer as well. Photic's going to take this down before BLG get anywhere near it. Teleport being burned, but I think it's too late, Dagda. At 1500 HP, they don't have the Jinx. As it goes down, V5 re-ascertain control. 8k in the lead, and BLG, the moment they find the pick, they give it all back.
And this Baron buff coincides with the spawn of that Dragon Soul as well. You're going to be able to get full push in mid, set yourselves up nicely here as V5, and just fall back whenever you feel like it and go and get that dragon as well. Rich, I imagine, will try and establish himself on this top side. Rookie is totally fine to start shoving in this bot wave, and you can go and collapse on that as well. And this is how this all started. Great hook from Crisp, and really smart pickoff from BLG. Like, this could have given them top tower, could have given them some of that bounty gold, but they end up trying to go for the Baron. But again, you don't really have the engage tools on your side. That depth charge is down. There's no real way, if Crisp isn't able to land the CC, to get these turnarounds. And even at best, you're still burger flipping.
I mean, dangerous stuff. Rich needs a bit of a highlight there, Dagda, as we look towards bottom left-hand of our screen. We're going to do it all again. V5 though has a 7k gold lead, but BLG still confident enough. Depth charge used on the Photic. It's a 2-man knock-up. Karsa's out of there. They got the AD carry. BLG running forward with the needlework, getting the slow ppgod on his iron horse, but the ambassador is next on the menu. BLG with 2 more in front of the upcoming dragon, and they just keep doing this.
Rookie out of vision though. They don't know he's in this bush.
They don't. He's going to get a big shockwave as he comes out. Rookie on the Orianna. It's all it takes. Spotted out for now. The dissonance there. So BLG have an idea, Dagda, even as they move towards Dragon with low health bars.
They need to find the engage. That's where the triple bubbles are trying to fly in. If V5 can continue to poke, but Rich takes so much damage.
Yeah, FoFo's poke starting to become an issue as well. Chris walking over the wall. Now Rookie solo into River versus the whole of BLG's comp. Karsa and Rich are so low. Flashes the dredge line, actually inside, away from the trouble bubble. The shockwave onto WeiWei. Rookie's the best down mid laner in the world. You can fight me about that because V5's mid laner is taking over this game and soon will return to the world stage. I'm pretty sure of it.
Rookie is just carrying V5 on his back. It looks like it's done. Twice in a row, BLG, they make the play. And Rookie says, BLG be damned. I'm taking this win, and I'm taking it right from your hands.
It's worth upsetting a lot of people to say that, but at the very least for V5, Rookie's moves this game have been sublime, again in great form. As he runs forward with the rest of V5, I don't know if they can finish this. Doggo with the wave clear, but again, the damage out of this Orianna huge. A knock up with the crash down, the sandstorm beautiful, and Rookie has done it alongside the rest of V5. Everyone can get angry, but I'm feeling the blood rush to my head after watching this guy play.
Do you know what, Hysterics? I will stand proudly beside you. Rookie is insane this split. We have Rookie